On the waistline, mark the hip circumference divided by 4. Do not add sewing allowance to this front part. The crotch length is 9.5 inches minus 1.5 for the band, making it 8 inches. Tie line is usually 2 to 3 inches below the crotch line. I'm making use of 2.5 inches. On the crotch line, mark the hip circumference divided by 4. Extend the line to the waistline. The crotch extension is 2.5. The hip line is 2.5 inches above the crotch line. This is the full length of the shirt. On the thigh line, mark the thigh circumference divided by 2. Measure around where you want the shirt to stop, wherever you get, divided by 2. Mine is 20 inches, divided by 2 is 10 inches. On these midpoints, mark 1.5 inches and make a curve like this. On the waist, mark the waist circumference divided by 4 plus 1 inch for that. Measure from the right to the left. Connect the line to the hip line. For the dart, I'm using the bust span, which is 8 inches divided by 2, 4. Instead of marking on 4 inches, I marked on 4.5 inches. The half inch will serve as my sewing allowance. The dart line is 4 inches. On both sides of the dart line, mark half inch. Connect like this. I'm notching the dart line. After that, cut. I've placed it on another fabric. Extend the crotch line by 2 inches. This will help the bum to sit properly. On that 2 inches, come down by half inch. Connect to the end of the shirt. On this waistline, measure 2.5 inches. On that 2.5 inches, extend the waist by 1.5. You can use 1 to 2 inches depending on how big the person's bum is. Extend this middle part by 1 inch. Connect the 3 points. That is from the 1.5 inches extended on the waist to the 1 inch between the hip line and crotch line to the half inch below the crotch extension. On the waistline, mark the waist circumference divided by 4 plus 2 inches sewing allowance. On the hip line, mark 2 inches sewing allowance. Connect the line. Mark 2 inches on the sides. Mark half inch on top like this. This is going to serve as the joining allowance. Cut. Place the two back together, right sides facing each other. Sew from the waist to the crotch line. Do the same with the front part. Remember the band is 1.5 inches on fold plus half inch sewing allowance. After joining the front and the back, and also the band, measure for 14 inches from the waist. Then on this part, measure 3 inches. Make a curve like this. It. Do the same to the other side. Measure from the waist to the hemline. That will determine the length of the material to be used for the pleats. Measure the other side of the hemline and stop at that 14 inches we marked. This is the material for the ruffle, or rather pleats. I've folded one side already. The width is 2 inches. Place on the right side of the trouser like this, pleat and sew. Pleat from the waist to the other side, that's the back where you marked the 14 inches. After sewing down the pleat, place the front and the back together, right sides facing each other, and sew. This is the final result. Make sure this side is curved. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. I hope to see you in my next one. Have a good one. Bye.